Welcome to Study Life. We are seeing a chapter photosynthesis, and today we are seeing a very important topic in photosynthesis, which is distinguish between cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Let us see the points which differentiate both cyclic and non-cyclic. So here we have cyclic photophosphorylation and here we have non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Now, in cyclic and non-cyclic, what are the points which differentiate them? So, when we say first cyclic, in cyclic we have the first point as only the electrons are transferred, electrons released, return back, electrons released, return back to the PS1. And here we will see that the electrons released do not return back. Here in cyclic we have only PS1, which was pigment system 1 is involved. So here we have only PS1, which is pigment system 1 is involved. And in non-cyclic we have both PS1 and PS2. Both PS1 and PS2 are involved. Now, in cyclic photophosphorylation, what are the products that we get? So here we have ATP is produced. ATP is produced in two places, in two steps. And here we have ATP and NADPH2, which is getting produced. Now this ATP and NADPH2, which are assimilatory powers, are both produced in non-cyclic. Now this cyclic process, it occurs under anoxygenic photosynthesis. Anoxygenic photosynthesis, which means it takes place under anaerobic condition, which is in the absence of oxygen. Whereas over here we will say it occurs in oxygenic photosynthesis. Oxygenic photosynthesis, where it takes place under aerobic condition, which is in the presence of oxygen. So which organisms are involved in this? It occurs in isolated chloroplast and photosynthesizing bacteria. This cycle occurs in all plants. Then there is algae, cyanobacteria, so they undergo non-cyclic. See, when we say cyclic, when we say this word cyclic, so here we have that the reaction center is chlorophyll A 700, which is P700. Chlorophyll A 700, which is P700, is the reaction center. So here when we say PS2 is involved, so the reaction center is going to be chlorophyll A 680, which is P680, is the reaction center. When we say reaction center, which means that the light rays are trapped at this wavelength, which is 700 nanometers. And over here when we say P680, that means light of 680 nanometers wavelength are absorbed. What is the most significant difference which divides cyclic and non-cyclic? The seventh point is going to tell us. This seventh point tells us that over here there is no photolysis of water. There is no photolysis of water taking place, which means water does not split into hydrogen and OH, which means over here photolysis of water takes place. So the difference between cyclic and non-cyclic is that here there is no photolysis of water and here we have photolysis of water which is taking place. See, when we say photolysis of water does not take place, which means oxygen is not evolved. Oxygen is not evolved. And here we have oxygen which is evolved. Oxygen is evolved in non-cyclic. So these were the most significant points which are required, which distinguish both of them, cyclic and non-cyclic. So here these are the points which has to be taken into account and answered while doing distinguish between cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. For further topics, please stay tuned to Study Life. Thank you.